Hello Mom and Dad Meet World. So today we are reviewing the DJI microphone. It is right here. And we've actually had this microphone system here for at least a couple months now, but it's taken me a little bit to review it. I will go through the voiceover and the unboxing and all that fun stuff using this particular microphone system. It is right now hooked up to the camera right now as we speak. I've got this hooked up to the Sony a7 IV. I've got the gain on the Sony a7 IV at a +8. I've got the receiver gain at a +2, and I've got this particular microphone gain to a +6. So this is very important as these were my settings. It took me a little bit to get these settings down because I've seen multiple settings online, but these are the settings I found that work and that work very well. It's very loud, comes in very clear, but again, I think it's what works for this particular setup. So again, we are going to be reviewing the DJI mic from DJI. These are it right here. As I said, we'll go through the unboxing here in a bit. One of the main reasons why I had gotten this microphone was because I do use this camera a lot on a gimbal, and with a gimbal, I typically use this particular microphone right here. And when you bring the gimbal down to a lower area, this will actually hit the top of the gimbal. I use the DJI RS3 Mini, and it actually hits the top of it, preventing it from getting low because it hits this particular microphone. But with this particular mic system, I found that it actually not only replaces the one on the camera, but again, I can actually hook this up to a computer. I can hook this up to a MacBook, and no drivers needed at all, and we can actually do voiceover from the MacBook wirelessly, just plugging the receiver in with the USB-C cable, or the USB-C adapter comes with directly into the MacBook, and it actually does a really good job. As I said, you're going to hear the rest of the voiceover with this particular mic system hooked up to a MacBook Pro and edited using Final Cut Pro. I would normally use this thing right here if I'm out traveling on the road. Is this particular microphone system. It is just a very inexpensive, but I've used quite a bit, $10 microphone system. I just got a USB-A to USB-C adapter, which is what I use here. And I would normally use that, but the only issue I found with this has to be very stationary on a table, or else what happens is every time you grab this microphone, even if you grab it down here, you get a lot of microphone noise, a lot of that handling noise from even touching this microphone. So with this one, have to keep it down on the table, or else you will definitively hear all that noise. So that's one of the reasons why I also like having this wireless system. It does replace not only the microphone system on the camera, on the MacBook for doing voiceovers, it just pretty much works out very well. So it replaces these two microphones right here very well, and I think it does a good job with it. So here is the unboxing. This microphone is a pretty complete kit minus the actual charging brick. It does give you a charging cable but no brick, but you do get the microphone receiver and then two transmitters, which are essentially both microphones. Microphones can be set up in both either stereo, left, right, or mono. I prefer to keep them in mono, and yeah, this kit pretty much does give you everything, including like the adapters to turn it from, you could either hook it up with a 3.5 to 3.5 millimeter cable to hook up from the receiver to your camera, or you can also hook it up with the adapters to go to USB-C or Lightning. But yeah, as I said, this is a pretty complete kit. This right here, this is actually the charging case, and you can see how relatively big or small it is. I've got my iPhone 14 Pro Max with a case, and that is how thick it is. But when you do open it up, it's got the battery indicator right there, but when you do open it up, it does automatically pair the receiver to the two transmitters, which is a good thing. So that is essentially plug and play. You pretty much set it and forget it. The only thing I had to do was make sure my levels and my settings were right, and I will show that to you here in a bit. But you do get this bag for storing everything. The thing I do like that they also give you, they give you two dead cat windscreens. The two dead cat windscreens, from what I've seen from many other reviews, is to keep them on there, and I do that. They just twist and lock onto your microphones. There is a spot where it's got a circular area, and you literally push, twist, and lock them on there. But yeah, this was the unboxing, and we shall continue on. So this is the receiver. It does have a beautiful, colorful, vibrant display. It is also a touchscreen receiver, so it's got a capacitive touchscreen, and it works by either swiping from the bottom up or swiping from the top down and pressing the buttons. It is a very nice capacitive touchscreen, meaning you don't have to press hard into the screen. It is responsive by your fingertips, and it does work very well. And this is where you can go in and make the adjustments like this right here. You can adjust the left and the right transmitters. Instead of being stereo, turn them into mono, which is what I do have them set at. That way it is nice and even, balanced sound. You can do a left and right stereo setup if you so choose, and I believe it will work very well, but I've got mine set up to mono. And this is where you adjust the gain. Also, you can turn the gain up or down on each receiver, and you can also turn the gain up or down on this particular receiver. As this receiver outputs sound to your computer or to your phone or to your camera, it can have the option to have a gain on that also. This is pretty much the main settings that you will play with. Just go into here and you can see the receivers. And also on the screen, when you do have two of them hooked up at the same time, it will actually have two displays, one for transmitter 1, one for transmitter 2, and you can see it go up and down in terms of volume and sound. So this is a really neat battery charging case. So if you've ever had a pair of AirPods or AirPods Pro, they have that snap to them just like the AirPods. The bottom that you saw there in the very beginning, that was the magnetic piece right there. It only goes either to the left or right side, so make sure it is lined up correctly to go on that left or right side. And they also just magnetically just get pushed into place, both the receiver and the two transmitters. What I'm showing here is this bag, how convenient it is to house all of your accessories. What I did not show here on the accessory part was the audio cable, the 3.5mm jack on both sides. That one was off the camera, but I'm also just grabbing these little adapters here. These are the Lightning and USB-C adapters. There is an arrow, and you literally just line up the up arrow to the up arrow and press it in place. So these can get a little bit tight. They are a little bit hard to remove. I'm sure they're going to be a lot easier as you use more of them to take on and off, but yeah, they are nice and tight, and they do go in place. And again, when you're done, everything just goes back in its home. Put these little adapters back in there. There is a spot for the two adapters, two transmitters, and the receiver. So the other cool part about these microphone transmitters is they have a clip on there. It's just an alligator clip that you can clip onto your shirt or to your lapel. But right here, they also have a really strong magnet. So if you wanted to sandwich your shirt and not use a clip, you could also do that, and it makes it very versatile. So this is a cloth case they give you for the microphones, and I'm just putting the magnet back onto it and clipping the microphone, or at least attempting to clip the microphone on top of it, and eventually I do get it, and that is it right there. It is quite strong. I'm having to use quite a bit of force to remove it. And so you see the green light on the microphone. There's also a red light on the microphone. you can actually have independent recording directly on each of these transmitters by just pressing that button on and off on the side. And then on the other side, you can actually turn these microphones on and off by pressing and holding the power button for 2 seconds. That way it's not discharging the battery if you don't set them back in the charging case right away. So again, really neat to be able to independently record. That way, if you want to just have that duplicity, just that backup to make sure you are not going to lose any of whatever you are recording, you can. On the transmitters, there's USB-C, so you can plug in a USB-C to USB-C cable and plug directly in the computer and retrieve your audio files. So here we are. Here is the DJI receiver, and then there is the adapter piece, and you line them up from triangle to triangle. It pushes up and in, and then this will go into the iPhone, and then I will have the transmitter on me to get the audio from myself to whatever I'm recording to, which is going to be this phone. So here is my audio coming directly from the phone, and I'm going to plug it in, plug in the receiver where I've got the transmitter piece right there hidden. It's actually muffled by the coat, but from what I actually listened, it actually sounds pretty good. Let's see. So this is the same audio test where I've got the DJI mic hooked up to the transmitter down there, and this is with the microphone, the DJI microphone compared to the onboard one on the phone itself. Hello Mom, Dad, Meet World. So one of the things we're doing is we're doing a little bit of a recording here, testing out this DJI microphone. Hopefully it is sounding well to you, and this is just one of the reasons why it is good to have a microphone here, not only for separation of voice, but right now as I'm walking a little bit further away from the camera, you can see that you can still hear me, but yet with another microphone system, I would be very echoey, very echoey. But right now, you see how far away I am. I'm probably about 10 to 12 feet from April, and you can still hear me. So one of the things that I have found with this particular mic setup is it is very sensitive. So right now I'm actually looking at the camera. I can actually see the levels directly in front of me, as it has a nice bright LCD screen that allows me to see my levels to make sure I am not, my voice isn't clipping or not peaking, or you don't hear that distortion if I'm talking too loud. So that's one of the things I do like. As I said, it is very sensitive, so you've got to make sure that you are just right to where you're not turning up the amplification level on the microphone system, the preamp on the Sony a7 IV, but it's not. You want to make sure it's not too loud. You want to make sure it's also not too soft, where if you are in Final Cut, you're bumping up the gain because you are too quiet. So again, right here in this particular setting, it is nice and loud. My voice is pretty isolated. When we are out and about, as I will have these other clips, you can hear a lot of the noise around me. One of the things I will do that I have not done yet is buy a little lapel microphone to plug into this particular microphone right here. It does have the microphone input, and I could put this mic, this actual transmitter part of the microphone right here. I could take this, clip it to the lower part of my shirt, clip it to my pants somewhere, and then just have the lapel mic come up right here, and it won't be as noticeable as you see here. I've got this dead cat windscreen set up here as opposed to not, but it will be less noticeable, and I think it will give me a little bit better voice isolation. Right now, as I said, it is very sensitive. It does pick up pretty much all the ambient sound around me, and it's just been a very good microphone system. I had been wanting to get the Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone system, but when I saw this come out, I quite frankly picked up the RS3 Mini, and I was really impressed with the RS3 Mini. I said, you know what? I guess I'm in the ecosystem here of DJI. Let me try out their microphone. And as I said, I've been very, very impressed with the microphone quality, and it's been very, very easy to use. As I said, it's just dialing in those settings, making sure and tweaking those settings that are just right for you and your particular needs. So in the future, I will definitely be getting a lapel mic to hook up to this transmitter here, and then we'll be retesting it out. So again, thank you very much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe. It really helps out our channel. And until next time, again, thank you for watching.